All right, welcome back. All right, so what did I do? Close the page. I wanted to show you this. There's a news that I saw earlier on about 11 hours ago, and I want us to go through it together. All right, let's get through this. See, it says shout out to Instablog Niger. It says Nigerian man's wedding called off after he and his fiancée were arrested over alleged $3.123 million fraud in the U.S. This is a wedding invitation. Jasmin and Darlington. Is the man in Nigeria or the woman in Nigeria? Which one? Oh, it's a Nigerian man. Okay, this wedding was set for tomorrow, May 25. Supposed to be a day away from now. Darlington was getting married. Not Speed Darlington, Darlington. Was getting married to this woman. All right, we have cash in deposit. I'm not gonna play that. There's a whole video. There's a whole video preparing for a wedding. A wedding was about to happen. Nigerian man, fine boy, he fell in love. He was getting ready to do it. This looks like a hell of a pre-wedding photo shoot, don't you think? Okay. Interesting. What is a princess, a queen? What is this theme? Okay. Engagement, everything is everything. You remember that? We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna read this caption in a second. I'm just making sure I don't miss out on anything yet. Or this was supposed to happen tomorrow. Probably a bunch of people were invited. Hey, just you both plenty. It's sorry that the video was released. I talk on na block headmaster. Anyway, okay, I think it's repeating now. Okay, same thing, right? This looked like it was supposed to be a beautiful situation. Jesus, all of this work gone down the drains. Let me see if I can find his name. His name is Darlington Akporugo. Darlington Akporugo. Ouch. This has got to be bad. I haven't read it yet. We're about to read it, but it looks like it was probably bad. Look at the photo shoot. Oh, they look beautiful in that photo shoot. Anyway, according to this caption on Instablog Nigeria, it says Nigerian man's wedding called off after he and his fiancée were arrested over alleged $3.123 million fraud in the U.S. The wedding ceremony between the Nigerian man, Darlington Akporugo, and his fiancée, Jasmin Sood, which was billed to take place tomorrow, May 25, in Houston, USA, has been called off following their arrest. They are both of them were arrested over alleged fraud. I thought it was just him. The full-share couple was arrested in April on charges of conspiring to defraud more than a dozen elderly Americans who believed they were engaged in online romantic relationship with Akporugo. Wait. It's online romantic relationship? Excuse me. The United States Department of Homeland Security accused is a 46-year-old man and sued 35 of committing a mail and wire fraud that cost victims $3.123 million. According to the investigations between 2015 and 2022. Okay, let me see. I think I have something here. Okay, that we can use. This is crazy. Where they've pulled down the it's true, they have pulled down their wedding website, but Betty. Okay, here's the actual. There's an actual page here on the United States Attorney's Office, the Southern District of Texas. Romance scammers charged with targeting elderly in $3 million fraud. A Nigerian man who resided in Full Share. Okay, that's a neighborhood in Houston, apparently. Okay. Is set to appear in court on allegations he conspired to defraud over a dozen elder Americans who thought they were in romantic online relationships and sent millions to a network of fraudsters, announced U.S. Attorney. Darlington Akporugo, 46, is scheduled for a detention hearing at 9 a.m. before U.S. Magistrate Judge. Akporugo allegedly conspired with Jasmin Sood, 35, also of Full Share, to commit wire fraud and mail fraud. Between approximately 2015 and 2022, the fraudsters allegedly used fictitious personas and sought out and contacted elderly victims online who were often widowed. Ouch. The indictment alleges they used social networking and internet dating platforms and communicated with victims using email, text message, telephone to gain their trust. The scammers would then ultimately deceive them into transferring large sums of money to various fraudster controlled or influenced mailing addresses and bank accounts. Many Akporugo and Sood owned and controlled or influenced mailing address. The scammers would then ultimately deceive them into transferring large sums of money into various fraudster controlled or influenced mailing addresses and bank accounts. Many Akporugo and Sood owned and controlled, according to the charges. After establishing trust with the victim online, Akporugo, Darlington, and Sood, Jasmin, approached at least one victim in the Houston area in person, according to the allegation. They then allegedly drove the victim to banks for the purpose of sending money to the fraudster network, convincing her to give Akporugo control of the victim's banking access devices. Jesus. The indictment also charges Akporugo with aggravated identity theft and fraud in connection with an access device. The scheme allegedly resulted at least 13 victims being defrauded of an approximate $3.123 million. The indictment includes notice of forfeiture for all illegally derived proceeds from the fraud scheme. If convicted, both face up to 30 years imprisonment for each of the wire fraud counts and conspiracy. Akporugo faces an additional 10 years on the fraud in connection with an access device. An access device would be maybe like an ATM card or something like that, I think. And another mandatory 2 years if convicted of the aggravated identity theft. Homeland Security Investigations conducted the investigation. Anyway, that is over for this one. It's over. Okay. We could tell now that it's over. Let me see. I think there might be something related here. This guy had been divorced. I'm seeing a divorce record somewhere. Also in Texas. No children. There's a divorce. In 2021, he's getting ready to get married to another person. Interesting. Anyway, I want to see what the chat is saying about this. Let's see what the chat is saying. Somebody said, he, tech guys indeed. Uh-oh. that if we say chai, then don't stop the love. Oh, that love will stop instantly. Somebody said, with stolen money, no, they let people pressure you. See them barrows. Imagine being in a working country and still doing fraud. Greediness at its peak. Vendors don't see a wolf chop. Deep sigh. Now the question is, was it really worth it? After all, 30 years of your life. They probably will get 10 years. Probably won't get the full 10 years. 10 years will feel like 30 or 300 years. The Bible is indeed complete. Godliness with contentment is great gain. May my generation come to embrace this truth. This person is not a Gen Z. This is a 46-year-old man. Those who tapped have untapped. Wahala. Madam, one chance. Not all that glitters are gold. Those boys waited for the days before the wedding on purpose. They play so mean. Were they arrested on the day of wedding? I think they probably saw a case coming. Love don't cost a thing. That's a fact. If we go down together. Power couple. Wahala. Somebody said all that glitters is not gold. Way too many people have been led astray by social media deception. That is a fact. Okay. There's the grass. I spoke earlier on about the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. Got to be careful. Got to be careful. Let's see. God came through for the wedding vendors. The wedding vendors straight in the water. No work. Make them change the venue to jail. They can do the party there. Which one of you has collected upfront from this job? Vendor. Vendor are you? Anyway, that's that one. Let's be content too. Content is a big part of all of this. A big part of our formula that we teach here when it comes to marriage and relationships is gratitude. Okay? This can be a very, very difficult thing to do when you're in the world of social media and everybody is flaunting their life on the internet. Of course, a little part of you will want to envy and say, hey, maybe you can do better for yourself. Well, that's fine. You can admire nice things. While you're doing that, make sure you're operating from a place of abundance, personal abundance, before you find yourself straight in this water. Anyway, I'm going to cover one more story and then we'll be rounding it up for the day. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. You're not hitting the like button. That's why other people are not seeing it, just so you know. Hit the like button. Thank you. I'll be right back.